Good morning, everybody. I'm Zachary Kameen, the Curious Christian, and here's my coffee, thus Coffee with a Christian. It is currently 4:50 in the morning as I'm making this video, so the coffee makes sense. Today we're going to talk about a very important issue to me, a very important subject to me, is the midterm elections in Michigan. I live in Downriver, Michigan, the southeast side, a couple miles away from Detroit. And there has come a champion of conservatism from our ranks, as it were, from our midst, Mr. John James. And he is a black conservative Christian man, former Army veteran, a officer, a helicopter pilot in Afghanistan, I believe Iraq as well. He holds to everything that we want. He is a business owner, so he knows the politics of business, and I think that he'll do very well in the midterms, and I think he'll do very well with working with our president, and also counseling our president, because part of being a senator is to counsel the president, to check the president, to balance out the president. And I think that John James is a personality that's similar to Mike Pence, as it were. I'm going to play this video so that you have an idea of who this gentleman is.
Hunting terrorists in the skies above Baghdad, there are two things you need: faith in God and a Hellfire missile.
Conservative warrior, John James.
I flew Apaches because I wanted to take the fight to the enemy. Now I'm volunteering for a new fight, to secure the borders, defend our constitutional rights, and protect Michigan jobs. I'm John James. I hate politics, but I love this country, and I approve this message because America is worth fighting for.
So there you go, guys. He's pretty great. I'm not saying he's perfect. Only Jesus is perfect, but I think that he would most definitely faithfully serve Jesus. I don't see why he wouldn't. This is an exciting moment. The idea that we might be able to get Debbie Stabenow out after so many decades of her ruling with an iron fist, having a war chest that makes it just about impossible to beat her in an election. I think that John James is exactly what we need. And I think it was wise that he chose Debbie instead of Gary. Well, Gary, I don't think Gary's up for re-election, but even if he was, I think that it's a good thing that he's running against Debbie and not Gary, because I personally think that Gary does well with representing the liberal side, the Michigan Democrat. Unfortunately, I think that Debbie Stabenow represents the California Democrat, and we're not California, we're Michigan. I'm going to play one more video so that I want you guys to know who this guy is. I want you to check him out. Looks like this video only has 500 views. I want you guys to look up this man. I want you to watch his videos. I want you to learn more about this man, because I'm telling you, he is an important man when it comes to our future in Michigan being represented as a Christian conservative state. I get that not everybody's a Christian. I get everybody's not a conservative, whether they're Christian or not. But what I do know is neither senator that we have is a Christian or a conservative. And I have an issue with that because I'm not being represented. I get taxed, but why do I not get represented in that taxation. We need somebody to represent us. We need somebody who is able to imitate God in the public square, who will serve the Lord Jesus Christ in a way that glorifies Him and brings joy to the people He serves. And I'm telling you, I think it's John James. He's the best. He's the best we got in the moment, guys. All right, so here's the next video.
We scheduled you to talk a little bit about going into the midterms, what the message will be for the Democrats. And we're going to put some of the ideas they've come up with lately up on the big board. Bernie Sanders, who loves free stuff for everybody, he would like to guarantee a $15 job for every American. Cory Booker announced the Federal Jobs Guarantee Development Act, which would call for the Department of Labor to select up to 15 areas to institute a job guarantee. And then a fellow by the name of Andrew Yang is suggesting a universal income. Everybody gets $1,000 a month regardless of what you do.
So here is one of the big reasons I'm running. I believe that I present an opportunity to broaden the back of the elephant to include millennials and minorities the way no other candidate can. Because what you're talking about with what you just brought up is mortgaging our children's futures. And when I talk to college Republicans and high schoolers all over the state of Michigan, I say the torch will not be passed, it must be taken. Right now, we have a critical situation right now. We need to move forward. And also for minorities, being able to think freely. We don't want free stuff, we just want a fair shot. And when given the opportunity to think for ourselves and compete, we will win.
Well, when you do the thinking, you got to wonder, okay, that sounds great. I'd love $1,000 a month.
Right, but who's going to pay for it? Yeah, of course.
Exactly. Who's going to pay for it? They don't answer that question, do they?
Because they can't answer that question. You have people like Bernie Sanders in Washington legislating a future that they will not be a part of. And I have 2 little boys, and I have an obligation as their father to protect them. We just have to be good stewards of the amazing country we've been given, because this country doesn't belong to us. It belongs to our future generations.
So you've got the Democrats pushing an agenda that is further to the left than what mainstream has seen for a very long time. And then you've got, yesterday with the Kanye West back and forth on Twitter, you've got it very clear that some on the political left want to demonize anybody who supports the president just because they know that people will be less likely to say, yeah, I think what he's doing is a good job, because they don't want to be tagged as mentally unbalanced, as many people have suggested that Kanye West is out of his mind.
In an era when mental health is such a serious issue, by trivializing it like this is terrible. But the biggest thing is a free-thinking person is a threat to the Democratic marketing machine that poses itself as the only solution for America's. When you take God out of government, then you make government your God, and that's exactly what the liberal progressive left want. I believe in faith and family, God and country, and service before self, and I'm going to be fighting for our conservative values in Washington.
Well, right now you're fighting for a job. You would like to be the new senator from the great state of Michigan?
Yes, sir.
Sir, thank you very much for dropping the flag.
Alright, guys. And magic trick, my daughter wanted to wake up this morning. And she's my little snuggle bug. And I want you guys to know that, as he just made mention, John James isn't just going to represent me as a millennial. He's going to represent this little girl as the future generation. She's here because we didn't listen to Debbie Stabenow. She is a strong supporter of Planned Parenthood. She's a strong supporter of pro-abortion rights. And I'm happy that me and my wife are not. We were surprised with this little one a couple months after we got married, and the utilitarianism in our society would tell us that it would be wise to simply abort her. And honestly, I'm happy that I got this little cute face. So that being said, guys, keep fighting. Talk to your friends, talk to your neighbors, talk to your loved ones. Have this discussion. Don't let these kind of discussions only be during presidential elections. This needs to be woven in the fabric of Michigan society, Michigan community, that we would be talking about these issues, talking about the candidates that are coming up, because you shouldn't have to have a strong personality like Donald Trump or a person like Hillary Clinton to finally get your jaw jabbing. You need to just be willing, no matter what, to be willing to have these conversations as a way of loving your neighbor. Alright guys, that's all I've got. This one's hungry. It's 5 o'clock in the morning. I don't know why she's awake, but alas she is. So I gotta get this girl fed, because that's what daddies do. Alright, love you guys. God bless you. Subscribe to this channel. Share it, like it. And if you do, I'll stop tickling my cute face with rain. You should stop tickling it.